on YouTube or something?
Yeah, you'll be in there. So, while we were doing some inspection, Aaron found out that this piece here, this link here, and its bracket is broken off. And after doing some type of after doing some research, we found out that this was a common problem, not because of the product itself, but those who are actually running aftermarket sway bar. As you can see, we're running the thicker diameter iBox sway bar in the front, and this bracket was supposed to be installed inside, but due to the different shape and thickness of the sway bar compared to the stock one, we only had a chance to put them on outer side, not the inner side of the sway bar. So I don't see any type of vibration or movement there, but according to Power by Max, they said that could have caused a problem. And honestly, those who have had issues like this, not only one side but both sides, they were running the aftermarket sway bar. So either way, Power by Max helped us out and basically gave us some suggestions. The first way, the easiest way to do is just swap it back to the factory sway bar, which we don't have anymore. So that will be a problem. But either way, I like to have a thicker sway bar and pretty much maximize what we could do while at it. So what we'll do is pretty much weld that back and add extra bracket and also weld the sway bar together. So I just spot welded one side on this side, and now that I kind of take a close look at it, looks like the I could be wrong, but this piece here and this piece weren't really together in the first place. So there's 1, 2, 3 pieces, and this actually is used like as a little bit of a support here to me, and pretty much the weld broke off here. Broad as possible while doing a good penetration, because this thing is very thick enough, and my guess is when it was welded, not only was it welded on this side to have extra support, it didn't really have a good penetration due to the thickness of this bracket. So I think this will do it just without adding any type of extra bracket or anything, or possibly just one more here on the side. I would. So the main problem was, regardless of installing this bracket inside or outside of the sway bar, the weakest point fails always. So this already shows the signs of it was just going to be any time, any moment it was just going to break and crack again, because as you can see on this side, there's no extra weld to support nothing from this side, hence why this side cracks, because it doesn't resist nothing on this side, if that makes sense. So my solution anyway was to add extra welds on this side, as you can see, and kind of weld everything together with the previous weld there, so that you have extra support. So this is before, and this is pretty much after. So you have extra welds here and good penetration there, because that's why you don't see it much. But did some passes here. Wasn't looking for the look or anything, but a few passes here just to support it. So this is basically before and after, and pretty much it's not gonna crack. Alright guys, so it's Wednesday today. It's snowing out. My son had the 2-hour delay again, so I did a little workout in the morning and dropped him off, came in. Basically today I really didn't have to come in. We kind of stayed a little later yesterday. a little longer yesterday, and Aaron stayed a little longer to. For this car, it's just been here because he had some issues with the clutch, or just when he does wide open, sometimes it doesn't get out of gear. So we took out the transmission apart and dropped the flywheel at the machine shop. So got it all machined up, nice and clean, and switched out the brand new throttle bearing, which should be here around somewhere. But I think that could have been a partial issue. So anyhow, everything's put back together. Oh yeah, there you go. So this is the all throttle bearing, and we keep these things in-house in case when we do a clutch install. A lot of people don't tend to change them, but while at it, it's actually good practice to just get it done, because these things actually just could go out of nowhere, like 40,000 miles or less or whatever. But so we replaced that thing, and apparently the transmission is pretty new, and there was I can't press it one hand. Maybe I'm just too weak. All right, never mind. So there are some. So we got that replaced, and Aaron replaced it. You know, I just left because usually I only stay till like 3:30ish on Tuesdays, go home and work. So we just had to do one more thing on Friday, because the owner wants to get the differential swapped out, and this car's could be gone. You know, I'm just trying to move these cars so that we can start working on this thing. And we have few other customers had to come in and drop their car off for some, you know, bigger builds and stuff. So, you know, that's important. You know, we can't just have the cars just sitting here, which wasn't never a plan for some cars here, but you know, it came out to be a little longer. And Sandy took out the took the lift for about 2 weeks, and Aaron's only coming in on Friday or sometimes Saturday. So, you know, like I try not to work on cars anymore and just concentrate more online, and you know, just and family time in general. So Sandy, everything's back together. The caliper's in there, but I guess she has to go back on the lift and just finish off, because we were missing one part for the hydraulic e-brake, which isn't installed in there yet. So that's the plan, and this car should be gone by next week. That's not gone, but done by next week. So that is a plan. All right. So Thursday, about 3:30 now. TJ, the owner of this car, has come to pick up his car today, and like I said, I want to move these cars out probably by next week. So today I just moved my butt a little bit so that by the time Aaron gets here, because we got everything pretty much done on this car, so Aaron doesn't have to, you know, stay too long. So I just went ahead and dropped it off, so the owner doesn't have to wait too long either. And yeah, it took me like an hour or a little less. Just those True Dual exhausts were just giving me some issues, but yeah, dropped it off. And just gonna put the new differential in once the owner brings us the 3.8 one. Meanwhile, I'm gonna actually probably just take this part off, and I know this exhaust bracket broke off, and this. So yeah, so that's a common problem for starting F1, which probably they didn't really think about. So there's actually main bracket in between, and what it does is over time, it would actually pull these brackets apart if it's tightened, like it's way too tight. I mean, some people just use this to adjust the exhaust, which they shouldn't, because all the stress will go to these brackets and end up pulling the weld. So I'll just take this off, and then just because that actually ended up being cracking, and it's leaking there. So I'm just gonna take this off and pretty much weld that spot for him, which he didn't request, but I know there was a problem. So, and I think he bought from us in the first place, so I'm gonna take care of it. I did too much, but this thing actually moves around and it literally lifts up. So I'm just gonna save this piece here. Big ass crack right there, and pretty much everything. This is a crack here. It's just gonna lift up. I don't want to just bend it too much and ended up breaking it. So my my whole intention was just to block everything. So basically I had to just put some beads here to, you know, weld the whole crack out of it. And might have to just add more here. That sucks. But yeah, it's a rock solid piece now. It's not gonna leak anymore. Just gotta clean it up, put it back on. So new differentials in here. TJ's back in the house.
Watching him work.
T-Rock.
I'm jealous. So you ain't put those splash cores on, man.
Well, maybe the first time he swapped, but he just took them off for some reason. I mean, I don't see why would he, but...
Take one.
Oh, yeah.
I made that mistake one time. I was like, yeah, it's recorded.
It's my boy. He's looking. He has no clue what he's doing.
What is this? What kind of car is this?
Jay?
Is this a Tiburon?
This dude has no clue what he's doing, man. I can't believe you have this guy in your employment.
Is this supposed to get tight?
So okay, 7 o'clock became like 10:30 now. No leak. Double checking everything before. No leak from the exhaust here.
Leak coming back there?
Huh?
Is a leak back there?
No. Alright, just got back from Pocono's about a couple hours ago. Started doing some laundries, settled, and we out again, playing with snow now. So after a long weekend, just came back in the shop, running around back and forth, just to grab all the mails, and we missed some UPS packages, so repacked these, and yeah, I like to go drop it off at the one of the drop box, and these boxes don't fit, and just these envelopes will do it. So envelopes will do it. So I like it this way, so I don't have to go in and now find the parking and everything. Just have to drop off the USPS stuff, and it's not even noon yet. I was expecting one of the Vloster guy that has some type of issues, and so I told him he was actually driving down to North Carolina, so he just bypassing here, and he was supposed to be here at like 11, and he's gonna be here at 1 now. So I'm hoping to get everything done, and I have actually another appointment set at 2:30, and I'm communicating with them. So what are you doing now? But it wasn't the starter.
Well, I'm gonna see it now and see what's going on.
Oh yeah? Okay, so still tuning this twin turbo. It's about maybe 6 or 7 times. It's making about 315 or 11 at the wheels right now. Only 5 pounds. And how the kit is set up looks like the doesn't want to hold the boost. Usually with the external wastegate setup, it just holds the boost all the way. We put a 7 psi spring in there. As soon as we saw it couldn't hold more than 5 pounds, the owner went ahead and she bought 7 pounds and sent it to us, and then we got them installed, and it's still making 5 pounds. So there must be some type of design error or anything like that that can't hold the boost, can't even make the boost. We actually check all the pipings and stuff like that just to see if there's any leak. Alright, so the reason why I was actually kind of stuck with this was trying to figure out the partial load hesitation. Obviously the map sensor doesn't want to see any type of boost with the obviously the car being NA from the factory. Now I do a partial load. It doesn't break up like break up like crazy, but when I say smooth, air feels where it's at, I want it to see, and everything's actually a lot smoother and cleaner the graph wise. So just do a pull. Let's see, the last pull, 337, and 337 torque. So the crazy thing with this twin turbo is that the may not necessarily, because the cars, obviously these turbos are actually tidy, but as you can see, it has the flat torque from pretty much like 2700 all the way, and just gets on like crazy. So that's actually when I'm tuning. And the air fuel kind of jumped over there just because how the exhaust is set up. And there we go. So that's when I'm tuning, and this is actually when I'm not tuning, and make the graph a little nicer. So you notice that the boost actually tapers down like crazy, and it's at the top it's only like 3 pounds or not even, and external wastegate shouldn't do that. So anyhow, sounds good, feels good. So Sandy is gonna come alive again. So we just had some startup issues. So yeah, we thought it was just the battery, so we just jumped it. I mean, we've been like trying it back and forth, and then just didn't have time. But then came out to be one of the ground wires got corroded or something from the possibly the brake fluids.
What happened was just like the oil stains and everything sat on it, so
yeah,
it kind of like gunked up.
Yeah, it didn't have
so it wasn't
good contact. Yes, exactly. So connect this caliper, which we're just waiting on the tool, right tool, to make the flare, so that we could just hook everything up. Everything else is actually pretty much done. And after this, we're just gonna bleed it at the individual reservoir. I mean, I thought it was gonna be a little smaller, but when I ordered it, it came out to be a little bigger one right there. And it's all connected here from there to, and spreads out there to each calipers, which isn't connected yet. So I wanted to just break this down before and after, pretty much, because there are a lot of uneducated guys just looking at the peak horsepower and this and that, and just, you know, oh, it's not worth it, you know, spend this much money, and you know, it's not worth it, this and that. So here's the comparison, and this is the same dyno, not necessarily the same day, so it's not the perfect comparison, but you know, you just to give you an idea. So instantly, it's gonna make at least 100 torque on the Mustang dyno, down low. All throughout the RPM probably dies down to like 70 torque, pretty much all the way at the top. Horsepower wise, not necessarily 100, but probably like 80-ish at the top, pretty much all under the curve. So easy, you know, easy 100 horsepower, maybe 90-ish at the wheels on the dyno jet. So is it worth it? You know, it depends the cost, but you know, notice even in a just at the atmosphere, it reads that. That's what I was saying. Like our dyno reads a little bit higher than what it should be for some reason. So we usually take out another 0.3 to 0.5, depends on the day we see when it's just idling, and see what the vacuum is at. And then anyhow, you know, to me, it's worth it just having the 100 torque already, just 5 pounds, very reliable. But we just didn't want to up the boost and basically just get a peak torque and basically tapers down again. So that there's no point. And the car having the peak torque down low, you know, that's where you actually blow up too, you know. You don't want some crazy torque. So basically we're just gonna leave it like this. It's gonna be very fun to drive the way we see it. We're gonna do some road testing before this gets picked up. So, and I'm gonna actually do a few dyno sessions before I leave today. And we just have to kind of get ready for the installation tomorrow and another custom tune. And then this weekend we're gonna go to Texas. So there's gonna be a custom tuning event, and we have about 25 cars lined up at Houston area. All the slots are actually full for the custom, but we do have some slots for can tune if you want to jump in the last minute. Anyhow, Sandy started. We moved, we drove around a little bit just to check the brakes. Everything seemed fine, but I don't want to take it out till it gets warm outside. It's still kind of chilly. So anyhow, we're gonna see you on the next vlog, and next vlog is gonna contain. We're gonna take the camera and everything, and we'll take as much as footage we're gonna get at the Houston tuning event, and I'll see you next week.